I hope everyone is doing all right. And yeah, if you're looking at the pictures I posted earlier, those were posted because I was feeling spunky. And no, those are not old pictures. I just took those a couple hours ago. Um, I look better mostly because I'm no longer taking a medication that caused me to be like swollen. Like I was taking a medicine that was causing my face to swell, and I was retaining a lot of water because of it, and I quit taking that medication. Um, I also started taking better care of myself and exercising, hiking, working out, doing a skincare regime, basically just putting more effort into myself. And I'm quite proud of the results of that. And I think I look better now than I've looked in years. And I'm proud of it. And people may want to call me names or say ugly things to me or proclaim that I'm using all these filters, but I'm not. Um, I've never needed makeup. I have really good skin. I've always had good skin. And I may not be the most beautiful person on the face of the earth, but I'm not the ugliest either. And I feel like I have been bullied and called ugly, called fat, called all kinds of names, called special needs. I'm none of those things. I'm not ugly. I'm not fat. I'm not special needs.
Not ugly. I'm not fat. I'm not special needs.
It took a lot of work for me to get to where I am today, both physically and emotionally and mentally, to where I can be in a place where I love myself again. And that's saying a lot. I can truly look in the mirror and love the person looking back at me. I went through a bout of deep depression for a long time, and I am no longer being held under the foot of people beneath me. I am no longer allowing people to hold their feet on my neck and hold me down and put me down and step all over me. I am no longer accepting that in my life. And I know I'm no beauty queen, but you're also not going to sit there and tell me I am not myself. You're not going to tell me that that is not me when I don't need filters. I don't need to make myself look like a cartoon in order to love myself. I don't need all of that. I don't need all the bells and the whistles and the bullshit. And although some of you may not find me attractive, and I'm perfectly fine with that, I don't post those pictures for you. I post them for me, um, to remind myself that I am still a beautiful soul, even at nearly 40 years old. I post those pictures to remind myself that I'm still pretty. And I do it more for me than I do for anyone, really. And if you have a problem with that, build a bridge and get over it. Sorry, not sorry. And if you really have an issue with my confidence journey,
My confidence journey.
my journey to gain back my confidence after it was stomped all over, then it's not me that's the problem. I posted some sexy panda pictures. I say that sarcastically, but I did post some recent pictures. I posted some that I took earlier today, around 4 or 5 hours ago. Like my healthcare regime and my skincare regime and my working out and stuff is paying off. I look better now than I have. Yeah, somebody asked me earlier if that was me at the beginning, and I was like, no, that was me 4 hours ago. But if you look at them, you can tell that I'm not 20 years old in those pictures. You can tell I've aged but thank God I've aged gracefully. Um, I still look very young, but I'm nearly 40. Yeah, Lisa, even though all I wore in those pictures was foundation, I didn't even put eyeliner on or eyeshadow or anything. It's just foundation and a little bit of highlighter, um, which all that is sparkly stuff, because I like sparkly stuff. But even though that's all I'm wearing is highlighter and foundation, you and I both know that the trolls are going to be like, oh, that's not you. Oh, you're using 50,000 filters.
Oh, that's not you. Oh.
Well, the problem with the filter problem is that if I were using any filter, it would have fixed my chapped ass lips. So that debunks your shit right there. Secondly, deal with it. It's me. It's infuriating, especially coming from people who use cartoons as their profile pictures that look nothing like them, but they want to criticize me when I don't use all of that shit. Yeah, I know I don't look 40, but I am nearly 40 years old. I'm 37. And it's comical to me because I get my genetics from my grandma. She still looked like 50 when she was 90. So I was just blessed with good genetics. It was nothing I did, or nothing I can take credit for, honestly. I've just taken care of my skin and I've stayed off for drugs, um, and alcohol. Has a lot to do with it. People who use hard drugs, narcotics, people who use alcohol, um, who live a hard life, so basically junkies, um, people who live that kind of lifestyle, the party lifestyle, typically age faster because essentially alcohol is a poison. You're poisoning yourself. They don't take care of their skin. Of course, skincare is the last thing on your mind when you're a raging alcoholic, or a junkie, because all you're thinking about is when you're going to get your next drug or your next drink. You're not thinking about long term. You're certainly not thinking about how you look. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just spitting facts. If you live that kind of lifestyle, it will take a toll on your body and your skin, coincidentally. And that's just a proven fact. I have never done any of those things. Not because of my skin, but because I see what it does to people. I also don't smoke. I don't smoke, I don't drink, I don't do drugs. So I'm not going to look like 100 miles of tore up road because I haven't put my body through all of that. I have been sick, periodically. I've had some pretty major health problems. But fortunately for me, I've never drank alcohol. I was never an alcoholic. I was never a drug addict. Um, I never smoked. So I'm not going to look like I'm 80 at my age. Yes, all of those things will age you. And not only have I not done any of those things, but I have also always taken care of my skin. I've always used lotion, always used sunscreen, um, taken really good care of myself, or at least tried to. And it's paid off because at nearly 40 years old, I still look like I'm in my 20s. I'm thankful that in my youth I had the common sense to think long term versus short term fix. Um, I'm thankful I had the foresight not to do those things because all of those things will age you dramatically. I know people I went to high school with, like my age, I went to high school with them, and they look like they're about 60 years old and they're my age. And it's all because they got into the hard life. They started drinking, they started smoking dope, they started doing drugs, they started doing all that crap. And unfortunately for my generation, it was mostly meth, heroin, and pills was my generation. And it aged them by like 40 years. Matter of fact, I went to school with someone who's probably, I want to say, 6 years younger than me. They may be 30 or 31 now, and they look like they're in their 60s because they lived such a hard life. And it's unfortunate. It really is because once you've rung that bell, you cannot unring it. Like I know a lot of them who have straightened up their life and gotten clean, but the effects of the drugs they did are lifelong lasting. They've already messed up their appearances. They've already messed up their teeth. They've already messed up their face because of wrinkles or scarring from sores. And it's unfortunate. It really is.